Happy VA Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about, can I buy a foreclosure with my VA loan? And the answer is yes. Yes, in many circumstances you can. So we're going to talk about when you can and when you can't. So let's start off with the you can't. So if you're trying to buy a foreclosure at the courthouse steps and you need cash, no, you cannot use this loan in order to act as cash to buy at the courthouse steps. Cross that one off. Okay, what about an auction? It depends. There's so many different types of auctions. There's also fake auctions. Seriously, that's a thing. I remember being at a real estate presentation where they were pitching this to the realtors. They're like, this is great. People get to bid. And they do it like it's an auction, but it's really not, because the real estate agents have already set the minimum price, which is the list price, but people get excited about bidding. Okay, so it depends on the type of auction. There's some foreclosure auctions where you have to buy the property as is, and you may not even be able to walk through the door before you're committing to buy that property. No appraisal contingency, no inspection contingency. You know, if you back out of the contract, they keep 3%. All these crazy rules are normal in some of these auctions. So you really need to get the terms and conditions, because people will be like, well, Jen, can I buy at this auction? Send me the terms and conditions. Now, would I recommend that you ever take a risk like that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, you know, you guys may not know this, but I came into the business end of 2007. I built and grew my business during the foreclosure crisis of 8, 9, 10, really in 11. You know, I used to, as a baby loan officer, I used to go out to the foreclosure properties with real estate agents to tell them if they were financeable. Oh my goodness, the stuff I have seen. Yeah, you never want to buy a property without walking through the door. Ever. It never ends up well. Ever. You know, what have I seen? Copper pipes ripped out of the wall. That's a standard because you can resell copper. Kitchens removed, like everything. Bathrooms were a big one. People love to smash toilets. I don't know what that's about, but it's a thing. Blood. There's a lot of blood. I'm not sure about that one. So like one house was a former pit bull fighting ring, no joke. But you know, a lot of times when people are getting foreclosed on, they get angry, right? And I get it. You're angry. Your house is being taken away, you know? And look, it's because you haven't been paying, but it's still emotional, you know? There's people where they put, you know, maybe they did some special thing to the molding, right? They're gonna rip the molding off the walls. So you really wanna be careful. Now, as a lender, if someone's done that, am I gonna finance that? No, absolutely not. Not with a traditional VA loan. It's the house has to be in average or better condition. Now, are there foreclosures that meet this? Yeah, there are. There's tons. You know, not right now, but I mean, like over the years, did I see a lot of nice foreclosures or decent, or they didn't trash it? Yeah, there's some people, when they get foreclosed on, they leave the house in the manner that they got it. They don't get angry, they move, right? That's what you want to buy. I didn't get angry, I moved, okay? Now, so auctions are going to depend on the terms and conditions, because you need time to inspect the property once you're in contract so that we can get an appraisal, you know, and we can see if it passed a pest in most states. If it's on a well, we've got to make sure that water's drinkable. And sometimes people go, well, Jen, it looks good on the outside. Ooh, a lot of times houses become foreclosures because of issues that the people couldn't fix. So for instance, back in the day, there was one in Sonoma County, which is, you know, where I started my business, where the reason it became a foreclosure is the well went dry. There's no water. There's no water, guys. No flipping water. So you'd have to truck in water. Now, the thing about buying from a foreclosure bank, they don't tell you any of this. No, they don't. They say they've never lived there, and they don't have to tell you anything based off of that in most cases. So it's really one of those things where buying one of these properties without inspections is crazy. I mean, I think it's crazy to buy any house without inspections. I did that once, and I am still paying the price. Do not do it. Do not do it. So how is qualifying for a VA loan, if you're thinking of a foreclosure, is that different than a normal VA loan? Nope, guys, it's the same. It's totally the same. You know, we have you fill out the online application. My team goes through the information with you. Yes, it is a hard credit pull. We look at the numbers. We do the residual income. We make sure your CAVRs is clear. In many cases, we fully underwrite you before you go shopping. You know, we still do all the steps. It's just a different type of property. That's it. It's not a big deal. Now, the next question I hear is, well, Jen, I can't buy a foreclosure because they say as is. Every seller has the fantasy of as is, okay? And that's what it is. It's a fantasy. If I sell my house, I'm gonna put as is. If someone writes me a good price and then they want $2,000, $3,000 to fix something, am I gonna screw up the whole transaction over that? No, like as is a suggestion is how I would look at it, you know? And sometimes real estate agents will go, well, it's a bank, they never bend. It depends, it really depends. I've seen, you know, and people are like, well, there haven't been many foreclosures recently. Guys, once again, I cut my little baby loan teeth on foreclosures and short sales. That's where I learned everything. I used to be the person, you know, where if you wanted to buy a foreclosure from Countrywide or Bank of America, you had to pre-qualify through me. Yep, that was me. So I have seen it all. So if you guys have questions about foreclosures, or if you're like, well, Jen, what about this? What about this auction? Hit me up. We know that my email is a cesspool because it's like every scammer in the history likes to email me. But look, shoot me a text, call me, get on the calendar. I'm more than happy to talk to you guys about this. I don't see a huge foreclosure crisis coming. I really don't. And I know there's like 400 people that are gonna be like, you're dumb. I really don't. But, you know, they happen even in a normal market. And if you wanna pursue this, it's a good thing to know how to do it. So I'm more than happy to help. Oh, one last thing. So I've had clients come to me and say, well, Jen, I got a list of people who are in default on their mortgage, and I'm gonna go to their door and offer to buy their house. Guys, don't do it. Don't do it. It is seriously, I mean, it is, you need to put yourself in the other person's shoes, okay? You're at your home, maybe you have a family, maybe you don't. Let's pretend like for this scenario, you have a family. Your wife is there, your 3 kids are there. Someone comes to your door and says, hey, I know you're not making your payment. I want to buy your house at a discount. People get killed over stuff like this. So if you have this list of defaults and you really want to do this, I would recommend calling, or I don't know, don't even be heavily armed, because you don't want to be in that like, there's certain states where they can shoot you for being on the porch. So really, even though it's a good opportunity for you, you need to pay attention to the mental mind state of the person this is happening to if you're trying to get to the foreclosure before the bank does. I always recommend let the bank clean up the mess, then buy it, okay? Seriously, let the bank clean up the mess, then buy it. So as always, thank you for watching. I am licensed in 48 states, everywhere but Utah and Rhode Island, to do mortgages. I say that on every video just so you guys know, because in order to be in compliance, I need to say that. So I'm not trying to beat it into you guys. I'm just trying to keep my licenses. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this was helpful.